we get a puck drop at dusk. 5 o'clock start today in Chicago for the Stars and the Blackhawks. We told you about Kari Lehtinen. Razor for the Blackhawks. It'll be their number one guy as well.
Corey Crawford, who is closing in on 20 wins. He's 11-5 lifetime against the Stars. Lately, he's given up some goals that a month ago weren't going in on him. Stars can hope for a little bit of that here tonight.
Eric Cole, Mr. January, I guess. 5 goals, 8 points, 4 multi-point games in the month, and he's played in only 6 of the 7 games. You'll recall he was ill in Colorado on the road trip. He'll begin things as Lindy Ruff has given a nod to that line that's been so good lately. Jason Spezza in the middle, Ales Hemsky on the right. And they'll open with Jordy Ben, Jason Demers on the back end. The X-Star, Brad Richards at center. He's between Bickle and number 88, Patrick Kane. Seabrook and Keith on the back end. Crawford back to cut it off, but the Stars offside on the first entrance.
Well, Lindy Ruff not thrilled that the league put the Stars here 3 straight times on the second night of back-to-back situations. I don't blame them. They gave themselves a chance to win in the previous 2. To get a different result this time, he said they have to score on more chances. They have to get that save, and they have to take care of the puck. Turnovers will be deadly against this Hawk team.
And again, Tyler Seguin has just 1 assist in the season series, no goals. Ben has a goal and no assists. Here's Demers jumping around at center, giving it to Cole along the boards. Jason Spezza following it up back of the net, turning out with the puck, a pass that's blocked, and Bickle goes rink wide to Kane at center ice. Steering it ahead to Richards. Richards backhanding it through, letting the stop. Finds Duncan Keith. Popped it forward, Bickle being hung on to. Richards across the ice. Kane, a shot blocked by Jordy Ben. That was well set up. Hjalmarsson in front to Bickle, and Lehtinen sharp early with that stop. Hemsky trying to clear it. Hjalmarsson coming over to crank it right back in. And it's whipped to the line, but Oduya holding it. Partial change here for both teams. Bickle, that's Patrick Kane in the corner. Jonathan Toews in front of the net. Nicholas Hjalmarsson back to Kane. Kane looking toward the net, and then finding Hjalmarsson at the left. They'll pump it. That's blocked by Demers. Bickle taps it back of the goal to Toews. Kane lingering in front. Chicago captain passing off to Hjalmarsson, moving in for a drive off Lehtinen and wide of the net. Spezza's still out here. This shift has lasted for most of the Stars the first minute and a half of the game. Bickle centered it, Spezza to the line, not out. Hjalmarsson firing wide of the net.
The only change was the left winger, Roussel, because he's obviously closest to the bench. They're going to get some of it in, but they're going to get caught here too.
Turn it over again. Hossa comes driving in deep. Toews kicks it. Oduya fires. Lehtinen got a slice of that. Seabrook from the right side. All the play in the Dallas zone here to start the game. Toews handing it to Marian Hossa. Shooting it. Lehtinen to stop. Saad was looking for the rebound that's now on Toews' backhand. He nudged it in front. Hemsky is still on the ice and he doesn't clear. Seabrook left wing side. Down to Hossa, who takes it back of the net. Hands it off to Saad. On top to Keith. Back out to Saad for a shot. Tipped and a stop in front. Seabrook coming in. Stars still can't clear it. Hossa has it back of the net. Shot it off to Seabrook. Swinging it to Hossa. Curling it over to Saad. Passing to Keith. A drive. Off the mark. Hossa holding it at the left point. Shot from Saad and a stop from Lehtinen. Puck is still in the Dallas zone. 2.5 minutes into the game. And unless Sevier can win the race, he does. And so that takes away the icing possibility. But what a remarkable start.
In a lot of ways. Kari Lehtinen saved their fannies.
Now here comes Seguin the other way. Seguin to Sevier. A shot. Might have tipped the glove. Jamie Benn in front. Seguin. Backhander save Crawford. Klingberg threw it across to Seguin, and he misses the net from that spot again. Sharp pass from Klingberg. Benn giving it ahead. Goligoski taking the Chicago line. In he comes, trying to swerve away from Hjalmarsson. Kicked it back, but Forkop on the change is offside. What a crazy start here in Chicago.
Well, Kari Lehtinen was spot on here. Made multiple great stops. The original chance for Kane there, the puck jumped on him a little bit. Didn't get much on it, but in tight on Bickle. A point shot with Bickle right in front of him. The tail end of it exhausted individuals on the ice. You know, Hamsky had been out there for 2.5 minutes. The deep pair of Demers and Jordy Benn had been out forever. And then they get this chance the other direction, and just like Kane's opportunity at the other end, the puck jumped up on end, and Seguin couldn't control it and get it on net because he had Crawford down and out.
That opening pair, Razor, they were out there for 2:45. Shot coming in from the line, blocked. Alexiak blocked 6 shots last night against the Washington Capitals. 6 of Dallas's 26. They bowed up. The defense especially. Bernd Fiedler, Travis Moen, and Sean Horcoff, but now they chase Sharp. Shot it! Save. Lettinen with the blocker. That's his 8th first-period save, and the game is just 4 minutes old. Back of the net, Ben Smith. Klingberg wedging him off the puck. Tried to play it up the wall, and then Klingberg toppled. Teravainen is lurking toward the front of the net. Sharp runs into Horcoff. He'll pitch it around behind. And from the boards, Oduya deep. Teravainen. Oduya to the far side. Jyrki Jokipaka in the game again tonight. Trevor Daley still sits with an injury. Oduya gunning it in, and Lettinen will take a moment.
Well, I would do just that too. Joe Quenneville's team, only 6 regulation losses in their 22 home games. Half of those are to the Winnipeg Jets, who beat them again on Friday night here. I think Joel has a team that knows it's good, and it is mid-January, and we're pretty close to the All-Star break, and they've played like that lately.
When 5 guys are going to the All-Star game, well, there's that.
They've come out charging here tonight, though. Wow.
There goes Colton Sevier dashing after a puck in the Chicago zone. Johnny Oduya beats him to it. They had 4 days, basically between games before the Jets got here, but they're not flat-footed tonight. Ben shooting it, and Crawford accepts the puck and holds on.
2 good shifts by this line to counter-punch some stuff in their own zone. The Seguin chance on one side, and then Ben comes cruising in here. I think the challenge for those two, and really team-wide for the Stars here tonight, is the ability to grind. You're playing an early game in your second game of a back-to-back. These are tough. Your goaltender's certainly done what you need him to do in the early going, which is save you. He's been peppered here.
Ooh, Garbutt. The face-off win right to the net, and the Stars were not good in the face-off circle last night. That's kind.
No, they weren't, but they were almost unbeatable the game before, and that's how it goes. I go back to Guy Carbonneau in the day when he would say, as good as he was, you get going in the wrong direction in that department, you can't get yourself out of it, and you go up against the same guy over and over and over again.
And 2 here.
Lindy said late in the game, he was telling his guys, you got to cheat. You have to cheat. Don't be fair.
Yes.
Take your shot at getting away with stuff, and they actually got a little bit better later in the hockey game.
Cheat more than usual then. Cody Eakin in his own zone. That's Jason Demers. And Brent Seabrook back in the net. Brian Bickle. Jordy Benn put him on his rear end. Demers along to Antoine Roussel. Roussel scored in the game last night. Only Tyler Seguin and Jamie Benn have more goals for the Stars than Roussel's 11. Also, Cole has 11, and so does the injured Trevor Daley. Here's Richards at center ice. He's in a good stretch. Bickle shooting it. Save. Lettinen, his 10th first-period stop.
Throw it on net, throw it on net. Bickle's had a couple of chances in that screen right in front of net. We talked about him off the top tonight. Got pummeled by Peluso in a tilt here on Friday. It was quite a game between those 2 Central Division foes. And we got another Central Division game here tonight, and the Stars have really struggled to win games within the division.
Patrick Sharp goes to the net and foiled at the end as Lettinen was rolling to his left. Now Jason Spezza, goal and an assist last night, out to Eric Cole. He'll shoot it in. Jyrki Jokipaka, 2 assists in the game last night. He's got 5 this season now. Still looking for his first NHL goal, but he's quickly back to defend. Following up, Teravainen, a shot, pad stop, rebound. Alexiak was covering up on that bid. Spezza going to the Chicago line with some speed. He pumps it, saved Crawford, and he's got it in his pads. 6.5 minutes into the first period. The shots are 12-3 Chicago. But Kari Lehtinen keeps the game scoreless at the United Center.
Well, as you enjoy a cold one, remember Miller Time is coming up later in tonight's game, brought to you by Pilsner Brewed, Miller Lite. Kari Lehtinen enjoyed a different kind of cold one during that TV timeout. He's earned it. Been the Stars' best player by a mile.
12. They've augmented it to 11 Chicago shots. Jamie Benn scored the game winner last night. Just his second game-winning goal this season. 2 goals 16 seconds apart for the Stars in the third period. Wound up being the difference. Benn wins this draw. Seguin found it. Shot. Score! Tyler Seguin. No mistake there. And it's his 28th for a 1-0 lead.
This is the exact same thing that Backstrom and Ovechkin were running throughout the game last night. That Seguin in behind Benn. It actually goes off Sevier in the middle of the... Hawks had their fourth line on the ice, and Shaw just blows right through here. Goes right past Seguin. Seguin grabs it, tucks it, screenshot. No chance for Crawford to get out of the blocks. There's that release again. It is just venomous. Even though it was rolling that time, lifts it up top. Goals in back-to-back games now for Seguin.
I'm not sure what time he got up this morning, but when he did get up, he led the NHL in goal scoring with 27. Rick Nash had 2 this afternoon, so now he ties Nash. Each have 28. And Chicago, a penalty coming up here, or is the puck played with a high stick? It's a penalty.
Number 20 for Chicago, 2 minutes for high stick.
Interesting. Crawford was motioning to go to the Hawks bench like the call was going to be on the other side. Instead, it's on Saad. Stars getting something they didn't get the last time they were here. That's a power play opportunity. Have a look along the board. There it is. Got in the joust and stick in the face.
First power play of the game for Dallas. Klingberg passing it back to Benn. The corner for Cody Eakin. Klingberg. Seguin has a look, deferring to Klingberg. Klingberg wants Seguin, shot it, blocked, back out to Klingberg. Firing, save, rebound. Seguin swung and missed, and here come the shorthanded Hawks, Kruger and Saad. Stars have 3 back, and Seguin digging to catch him. Nichols swatting it around the boards. Jamie Benn and Colton Sevier assisting on Seguin's 28th of the season. Spezza from center ice firing it in. It's stalled at the line. Spezza reorganizing and Seguin back for the puck. Goal scorers, once they start feeling it again. And as Razor mentioned, one last night, one tonight. Here's a Pierce stalled here. Now make some changes midway through the power play. Klingberg will bring it up. Angle it over to Demers. Flipped it in against Oduya. Chased it himself into the corner. Now back to the net. There's Seabrook. And he shoots it down.
The top penalty killing crew in the National Hockey League. And, you know, they don't take a lot of penalties for one. And when they do, they're very good at asphyxiating the other side.
Hemsky running into Hjalmarsson back of the net. Demers trying to scrape it off the boards. 2 Stars and 1 Hawk. And now it's Horkoff back of the net. For Hemsky. Banking it out to the line for Goligoski. Creeping to his right. Handing it back to Hemsky. Passing to Goligoski. Demers pops out. Stars rotate. There's Demers. No shooting lane. Goligoski with the stick. Down to Demers. Back out to Alex. Got 20 assists this season, just 1 goal. Hemsky in front, shot from Cole, save Crawford. Hawks are back at full strength. Demers firing, that hits Horkoff in front. It's slugged down the ice. Dallas is 0 for 1, but an icing call after the kill for Chicago.
Stars had 2 pretty good chances. Crawford with some dandy net minding. Little half slapper with a screen set up in front, and Crawford looks past Jamie Benn, rolling puck. That was labeled top shelf. Nice stop. And then obviously a patient. They measured the penalty killing. Cole gets a chance dead in front, right in the slot, and that one's repelled by Crawford.
Vern Fiddler back for a second game after missing 2 with a lower body injury. And it's Antoine Roussel gathering in the puck. Roussel brought it ahead, and it's into the Chicago bench.
Antoine Roussel along with Garbutt, they were kind of the prime guys offensively for the Stars in the series against the Hawks. The two of them scored 5 of the Stars' 11 goals. Garbutt hasn't been scoring much lately. His last goal was New Year's Eve. The guy on the line that's been doing the scoring with when Eakin's in the middle is Roussel, as you mentioned earlier. I mean, it's just the reward of working hard at it. He's the first guy on the ice every day. He gets off and he gets home and he gets his rest and he comes to the rink every night ready to play and compete. He's been rewarded for it. Boy, this is a very contentious face-off right on the logo at center ice. They couldn't figure out where it was going to be, and now they have it there to kick a guy out.
And Garbutt beats Brad Richards. Garbutt actually has pretty good face-off numbers in limited action. Patrick Kane, though, toward the Dallas net. Garbutt hanging on him. A shot, save Lehtinen. And a penalty coming up on Ryan Garbutt, who was having trouble hanging with Patrick Kane.
Well, I mean, it's bad because of the positioning they ended up with after winning a face-off, but it's a good penalty to take. You know, Jokipaka and Garbutt are right beside one another, and they spit it up. He's kind of leaning on Kane on his way in. Kari Lehtinen with another good stop. He might have to make a few more here now, too. The Hawks haven't scored on the power play at home since the Stars were here last time. 0 for 2, 0 for 2, 0 for 2 in their last 3 home games.
So they haven't been on it much either. Mid-pack overall in the season against the Stars penalty-killing group that's blanked the opposition in 4 of the last 5 games and begin with a face-off win and a clear from Alexiak.
The Dallas penalty called for 16.
Here's Richards, 3 multi-point games in his last 8, including a goal and an assist against Dallas last time we were here. Kane takes the line to Keith. To Richards is on top, and he muffed it. Decides to toss it back into Crawford to keep Antoine Roussel from breaking in.
A good play. Keith might have been able to track down Roussel, but it's a smart play by Richards after the whiff.
Keith took the line. Ben poked it out to center ice. Kane and Sharp co-lead Chicago with 6 power play goals apiece. Richards giving it to Keith. Passing to Richards at center ice. Crawling over the line, shooting it deep. Slow roller to Lehtinen. He'll whip it up the boards. Richards knocked it deep to Taves. Duncan Keith from the left point. Shooting it. Got through but wide. Richards banks it in front. Then Taves put it over the top of the net. Goligoski shoved Shaw rescuing. Petulant guy out to the line for Patrick Kane. Taves working back out on top to Keith. Ben out for a look. Here's Richards. Passing to Keith. Slung it on over, but Goligoski gets there, banks it ahead. Eakin catching up to it and then finding Ben. Ben with Eakin at the line. Ben moving into Eakin. A shot. He scores! Short-handed goal for Cody Eakin, and the Stars are up 2-0.
Well, you run the risk of this when you have a rather slow-footed forward playing defense or at a point position. That chance just prior to that, Alexiak on the outside on Taves, but you know, it's a bang-bang play. The puck's rolling a little bit. Here's the 2-on-1 going the other way, and again, they're afforded some time with the puck. Keith's back there, and Jamie Benn gathers it in enough and then puts it right through the Norris winning defenseman. Not much chance for Crawford on that one.
Eakin's 8th, his second shorthanded goal of the season. The Stars have 4 all told. From Ben, who's got 2 assists in the first period. Sharp firing. Kari Lehtinen swallows it with 13 seconds left on the Garbutt minor.
Well, that's been the difference in the game, right? The Stars are counterpunching beautifully here tonight. But they're getting a lot of good saves from Kari Lehtinen in order for them to come off the ropes and go the other direction. Cody Eakin hasn't done a lot of scoring on the road this season. Just his second away from home.
Big one. Seabrook drifting. And switching spots with Sharp. Seabrook getting the pass, firing. That's blocked by Vern Fiddler. Stars get Garbutt back. They're 1 for 1 on the kill, and they scored that shorthanded goal. And now a nice pass from Demers springs Roussel. Ahead to Garbutt at the line. He's fresh. Moving in center to Roussel, and it's a save there from Crawford. Goligoski working past Hossa. Centering feed goes to Garbutt now along the near side. Goligoski kicks it out to Klingberg. Back to Goligoski. Garbutt shooting it. Save Crawford. Rebound loose, and they can't poke it home. Roussel again was right on the doorstep. A quieted United Center here with 2 goals early in the first period. First, it's that guy. Give it to him there. Forget about it. Cody Eakin shorthanded. 2-0 Dallas. Tyler Seguin's 28th, Cody Eakin's 8th for a 2-0 Dallas lead, and Dallas Stars full season tickets are still on sale for a limited time. Talking the best available seats at the lowest price for the remainder of the Stars season. We'll prorate it for you. Full season tickets are only on sale until January 30th. Big discounts. 214-GO-STARS or DallasStars.com today. If you're a full season ticket holder, that is.
The two guys are aside one another, are contiguous on the Stars bench, the goal scorers. Jamie Benn's been involved in each of the last 3 goals the Stars have scored. Game winner last night and assists on both of them here tonight.
Mickle tried to break free from the Chicago line. Alexiak is there to guard him. Stars fire it back in. Seabrook pumps it all the way out, but they wave the icing. Gets past Jokipaka. Levin steering it around. Richards threw it in front. Bickle leaving it. Seabrook a shot, save, rebound, score. Patrick Kane.
Well, you have 2 rookie defensemen playing together, and you have one of these scoring lines for the Hawks out here. There wasn't a defenseman anywhere near Kane in front. There's Alexiak on the boards. There's Jokipaka up top, and there's Kane all alone. Solo in behind. Rebound chance. Not much opportunity for Kari Lehtinen to regather himself and handle that. One of their big boys cashes in. Not a lot of that from the Hawks in the last 5 or 6 games. Big goal for them.
The biggest maybe. He leads the team with 21 goals, with 27 assists, and with 48 points now. Patrick Kane from Seabrook and Bickle, 12-22. Colton Sevier, Dallas's big trio, goes back to work. Klingberg popped off the puck. Hossa, full stride to Taves, who's got a step, drops it to Hossa. Hossa shooting it, save Lehtinen, with Taves waiting for the rebound. It never got to him. Klingberg's pass into Ben Skates. Bounces across the line. Hossa re-engaging the attack. Stars trying to nudge it away. Able to get it out to center ice. Ben stretched out. Hossa gets the return pass from Oduya and gives it back to him. Chicago was 16 shots already in the game. Stars jump it here. Horkoff tried to center it to Moen. That's blocked. Sharp feeds it around. Jordy Ben in a hurry. Fiddler reaching, shooting, save Crawford. Moen going after the puck. So is Fiddler. Chicago in full possession. Teravainen at center. Chucked it down the wall. Patrick Sharp jockeying in the corner. Ben Smith there too for Chicago. Horkoff protecting the puck. Teravainen bumped it a little deeper, and Jordy Ben makes the play off the glass. Sending Eriksson back for it. Ian Roosevelt, the third pair for Joel Quenneville. Teravainen up to center ice on his way to a change. He'll get it deep. And the big rig back again. Alexiak dodging Nordstrom. Roussel played it further. Eakin spins away from Shaw. Eakin shooting it. Crawford was surprised, made the stop. The puck is loose, and they're looking for it as it went out of play.
Who's decided to mosh each other in the crease? Poor Corey Crawford.
Oh, man. Under 6 minutes remaining in the first. That guy. Patrick Kane, it's 2-1.
2-1, Stars over the Chicago Blackhawks here at the United Center. Just under 6 minutes to go in the opening frame. Next goal for Patrick Kane will be the 200th of his career. Not against the Stars, although it feels like that some nights. This is the 30th time he's faced the Stars. 17 goals, 42 points. He scored 70 more goals than any other player that was drafted in 2007. Of course, he went first overall.
That'll do it. Jokipak off the Dallas face-off win. Roussel moved it over to Garbutt. Broken stick on the ice. It's Shaw's for Chicago. Seabrook makes that a non-issue. Shaw picks up a stick on his way toward the line, and Keith shot it off Lettinen, who pawed it into the screen.
Well, Kari Lettinen, I think, has been the story. That and, some accurate counter-punching going the other way. But, I mean, they survived the opening 3 minutes of this game because of his net minding. And the issue, especially against the Hawks in this building, is you have to do it for the entire game. And sometimes that means more than 60 minutes. I always felt, playing that position that when you got a little fatigue in your game, you actually play better.
Loose again in front. It's popped over the top of the net. Osa knocked it forward, and Ben moves the other way. Ben comes to the line, and they're offside there. Why do you think you play better with a little fatigue?
Well, you don't think as much. There's sort of a relaxed state that you get in, and the more patience you have and the less thinking you do at that position, usually the better you play. And for Kari, it's been a struggle this year. There's no question about it. Trying to find some traction, game to game to game, consistency, without giving up goals that look like they're stoppable, especially for a guy as talented as he is.
28 of 32 last night in a 5-4 win for Kari. Ended string where he had lost 3 in a row. He was 8-2 in the previous 10, so yeah. Consistency.
I mean, overall, it's not just at that position. I think it's been a bugaboo for the Stars this season. That's going to be a penalty.
Marian Hosa's stick shot into the screen above Kari Lettinen, and Tyler Seguin is making his case.
Well, I don't know that it's the wisest of plays. That, Hosa stands in front of the net. In comes Jordy Ben and just hacks the stick out of his hand. He gets underneath of it. They always say to defensemen, get under the guy's stick in front of the net, but it's usually when the other team has the puck, not when you're getting into your controlled breakout. So Jordy, who scored the last time the Stars were here, that was his first goal since March 3rd of 2014, will sit.
Interference is the call. Richards tossing it back. Keith moves it over. That's Patrick Kane, who already has a goal in the game. Shaw's in front. Caves to Richards at the right point. Last time the Hawks were on a power play, the Stars scored shorthanded. Here's Duncan Keith. Around the boards, Goligoski intercepts and steers it down the ice. .4:15 left in the first period. Here comes Keith. Kane busting up. Kane had it swatted away by Demers. Keith to Richards. Deferring to Keith. Richards shooting it up high. Missed the net. Demers to the line. Keith holding it in, and then it's stripped. There goes Garbutt the other way. Garbutt moving in. Garbutt in front. Save, rebound off the post from Cody Eakin. Almost 2 shorties in the frame. Midway through the Jordy Ben minor.
Hawks might have to rethink Brad Richards on the point on their power play right now, the way they're going about it in the attacking zone.
Saad whips it over. Sharp shooting. Tipped out of play.
Boy, Corey Crawford has made some stops here in the first period, too. Wow. Wow. This is a biggie. Keith trying to hold it in, gets pounced. Stars have been very aggressive at the point. Early, and I mean early. Richards hits the deck to cut it off. Crawford with the first save, and the second one chips paint. Otherwise, Eakin would have had his second. Watch this. Ding. Kiss the pipe. Crawford and the Hawks survive.
About average in terms of giving up shorthanded goals. Eakin's first was his 5th. The 5th against the Hawks. Hossa to Sharp. Marian Hossa, half a minute remaining on the power play. Saad kicks it back out. Sharp gives it to Seabrook. Bickle on Letnin's lap. Seabrook drifting back, now moving forward. Horcoff in pursuit. Slings it out to Sharp. A drive, block, rebound, score! Saad ties it.
Well, they got a reprieve after the shorthanded chance. A good play by Seabrook. That's him with the puck. Walks down, beautiful, right through the box pass to get it to the point. Basically, it just stretches out and scrambles penalty killing. Alexiak gets a block on the first one. Kari Lehtinen in full scramble mode trying to get to the rebound. Falls right to Saad. His hot stretch continues, and not a good penalty to take by Jordy Ben in the situation that they're in here.
14th goal of the season, 7 in his last 10 games after 7 in his first 35. Brandon Saad ties it. Brad Richards. Bickle in front, out to Oduya. Shooting it, that's tipped by Bickle, out of play.
Well, they've got one guy, with the Stars' ability to skate and to go. They can press a little bit up top. Even at even strength, they're leaving one guy at their blue line and are susceptible to the Stars' speed game and scoring off the rush. But, a 2-0 lead is evaporated. Last night it was a 3-0 lead that evaporated. They did hang on to win it 5-4. Little details. Tough to win in these second games of back-to-backs when you're not using your head.
Chicago with 20 shots so far in the first period. That's number 20, Saad, who just tied the game. Working in front, but he missed. Hjalmarsson chunks it deep. Klingberg moved it away from Taves. Saad rescues. Oduya firing, blocked by Seguin. And Klingberg with the puck to the left of his own net. Drawing in some coverage, gave it to Seguin, moved it quickly to Ben. Here come the Stars. Ben on the wing, off Sevier, they're offside on the attack with 2:01 to play in an extremely eventful first period.
Aren't all the games for the Stars eventful?
Yes.
I mean, it is just, it's unfettered every night. The great Pat Foley, the Hall of Fame broadcaster for the Hawks, came in here and he's like, your guys' games are fascinating, he says to me. They're just fascinating to watch. And Saad has just scored.
There he is. Hall of Fame honoree this year.
I'm not going to argue with them. I mean, they are. It's just Stars can score, and so can the teams they play against every night. It's crazy.
Yep. Roussel centered it. The Hawks went sliding in. It was Teravainen to his own goaltender. And Sharp trying to break away into the Dallas zone. Sharp kicked it over. Good defensive play by Ryan Garbutt to get back.
Right. There's no substitute for defending speed, too, and that's what Eakin, Garbutt, and Roussel have. They can get back on plays like that. Slug-footed guys, no dice.
Eriksson shot it around the boards. Fiddler sprints over to find the puck. Up the wall to Roussel. Moen busting for the net. Eriksson makes the play. Klingberg set it down, taps it into the corner for Travis Moen. Moen moved it on to Fiddler. Back to the line for Goligoski. Shooting it. That doesn't get through. And another breakaway pass is intercepted at center.
1 minute.
Kane was looking to go. Final minute of the first period. Fiddler to Moen. The attacking zone. Here's Klingberg with some room. Klingberg shooting. Tipped off the poke. Rebound. Score! Vern Fiddler makes it 3-2 Dallas.
Well, they save themselves by tracking back into their own zone, and then they go in transition the other way. That third pair on defense on the ice for the Hawks, and they went numb defensively. There's the good tracking by Garbutt, or half of that defending pair anyway. Watch this, backdoor, Seabrook and Eriksson with their two defensemen. Look at Fiddler. Talk about a covert. That's like the Kane chance down at the other end, and then he scores in behind everybody. So Vern Fiddler gets the go-ahead goal in the final minute of a frantic opening frame here in Chicago.
Klingberg will get the primary assist. He had a helper last night. And Sagan's pass gets through to Ben. He'll take the Chicago line, but he hits Sevier in the skates. Hossa countering to Taves. Hope these teams can go quickly the other way. Taves runs into both Dallas defensemen, worked it into the slot, and Ben shoots it out on the backhand. They're from Klingberg and Travis Moen at 19-12 of the period.
It was the only line that didn't get in on the offense last night at home. Every other line was able to score in the victory, but they get a huge goal here in the dying seconds.
Hjalmarsson cranked it in, and that's the horn ending one.
There was a period that was the worst of times to start, then it was the best of times, and then it was the worst of times again, and then it finished very good.
It was a tale of two teams in the first period. Back and forth we went. 34 combined shots, 5 combined goals. Kari Lehtinen was superb, and yet the Hawks scored twice. Dallas gets goals from Sagan, Eakin, and Fiddler. Kane and Saad score for Chicago in a wacky opening frame at United Center. And the Stars, after all the smoke clears, lead the Hawks 3-2 after 20 minutes in Chicago. Stars 3, Hawks 2, ending the second period, and the Sagan kid can play.
Our Ford leaderboard tonight, the fewest games to get to 50 points in Dallas Stars franchise history. Sagan is the 5th fastest to 50 in franchise history. Alliteration at its finest right there. Of course, Brad Richards sprinted in back-to-back years back in 09 through 2011. Pretty good group of guys on that list. Modano, Hall, Sagan, and Richards.
Every one of them with at least one ring. Cody Eakin nudging it over the line. Eakin, Garbutt, and Roussel starting things here in the second period. Puck off, Demers firing. Tip, save Crawford on the deflection from Garbutt. Roussel pivoting out of the corner. Eakin laid it back out. Demers to Jordy Ben. Shot it, blocked in front. And now it's the Stars spending the early part of the period in the Chicago zone. Jordy Ben shooting it. That's deflected wide. Demers holding it at the line. Roussel to Demers. A shot kicked out by Crawford. Got a little ways to go, but this is identically the way it started for the Hawks in the first period in the Dallas zone. Garbutt to Eakin, shooting it. That's blocked. It went wide. Demers, Eakin, sending it to Garbutt. On top to Jordy Ben. Stars changing, and that one right over the top. Sagan missed the puck. It was bouncing around on him. Bickle clearing it to center ice, and the whistle as Crawford and his net are both askew.
Once the puck turns over, they'll blow it down and get the net back on its moorings. Good shift by Eakin and company there. And, you know, one of the things that's harming that line, I know they scored in the game, Bickle, Richards, and Keith, is Brad Richards. I don't know that he's got the pace in his legs anymore to keep up with that trio when they're really on their game. And he and Kane both look pretty iffy defending. They're lucky they didn't get scored on. A good block by Keith right in front.
Resumption of play. Here comes Oduya, hauling it down the wall. Jonathan Taves, pass intercepted. Sagan steering it ahead. Sevier was looking for it. Hjalmarsson had him in check, and it's Oduya forced back into his own zone. Clacked off Sagan's skates at center. John Klingberg gives it to Goligoski. Klingberg now just 4 points back of Goligoski and Daly for the team scoring lead among defensemen. He's played 14 fewer games than either. Hjalmarsson, short feet ahead. Taves working himself ahead, and Hossa makes the hard turn. He's in. Going off Horkoff. Good defensive play there, and Fiddler takes the Chicago line. Eriksson following him. Fiddler puts it back in the net for Moen. On to Vern Fiddler, whose goal has Dallas up 3-2. Travis Moen back in the net for Horkoff. Horkoff looking to center. Taves engages him there. And Moen hit by Roosevelt along the board. Slam. Ben Smith shot it into his own bench.
Well, this line getting some stuff done. Moen, who hustled to get down on that puck originally when it went in. This is big body hockey along the boards there. Roosevelt's a large lad. Moen wins most of his battles in that area of the rink. Talked to Travis back in Dallas about a week ago, and he said the second half, a playoff spot, the avenue to get there is consistency, and as we sort of agreed upon, it's to be habitually simple. And he knows all about that because he's been on a championship team and played that type of role on it.
With the Ducks, very solid checking line. He's a big part of things there. Good ad for the Stars. And his family just getting settled in now as Cole shoots this off a stick and out of play.
Pace is slowed a little bit here in the early going of the second period. This line hasn't really been on the trot as much as recently. Eric Cole's been great. A good example for the rest of the crew on how to go. They're going to get pulled off here. Hemsky isn't 100%, I don't think. He was questionable last night. He was the guy that was out there for 2.5 minutes to start the game.
Thanks. Roussel tried to swing that over off the face-off win, but Kruger steps up to clear it. Garbutt dashing back.
Sometimes it's difficult for forwards, for players to recover from shifts like that. They always talk about, bad enough back-to-back. You get in penalty trouble and get stuck in your own zone, and stops and starts and lactic acid buildup and all that. Take the rest of the game, you feel like you have dead legs.
Dallas out of their own zone. Demers now finding Joachim Nordstrom in the corner. Back out to the line. Keith to Seabrook moving in. Seabrook shot. That's blocked by Roussel. Jordy Ben chasing Shaw. Shot of Nordstrom. A drive blocked on its way in. Eakin twisting up his man Kruger in front. Roussel escaping to center ice and flipping it across. Stars with the win last night. They're 20th of the season. 20-17-7. 47 points is just 4 points out of the second wild card spot in the Western Conference. Bucks are third in the Central Division. Top three in each division go. Jarmelson shot it over the top of the net. Here's Taves to the line. Oduya firing. Pad stop Lettinen. Seguin briskly over to Goligoski. Launched it, and Seguin couldn't pick it up off Hjalmarsson's skate. That's 21-16 Chicago. Marian Hossa turning against Klingberg, who blocked that. Ben, Sevier, Seguin, and Klingberg jump to the Chicago line. Ben passing it off to Sevier into the slot. Turned over, Taves to Hossa at the Dallas line. Hossa's shot angled into the corner. Taves puts it back to the net. Chicago looking to make changes. Saad in after the puck to Taves in front, and Ben got there. Jamie did. Eriksson passing to Saad. Hossa firing, blocked. And Goligoski, and then a wrestling match between Klingberg and Taves allows the Stars to swing in and pick up the puck, and it's Fiddler all the way to the Hawk line. And then some. Fiddler staying with the play. Vern Fiddler put it in front. Horkoff a shot, and Fiddler tripped up at the side of the net. Man, that was all Vern Fiddler. Now Jokipaka and Sharp in a race for the puck. Sharp stabbed it toward the middle. Horkoff got back to help out. Hawks re-engaging. Teravainen lost it. Fiddler. See how much he's got left. One-on-one against Roosevelt. Stops, shoots, and Crawford makes the stop. No challenges. Dallas is changing, so the play keeps moving. Smith to center ice. Teravainen. And we cut toward the middle. Jokipaka. Good defending. And the young Finn will bang it out. Seabrook up the middle. Teravainen across to Keith. And leaving it again for the other young Finn who's tripped up at center. Smith bringing it in. Smith all the way in. Backhand shot. He hit the post.
Just danced Alexiak on his way in there.
Now here comes Cole. Charging across the line. Following up Spezza for a drive. That's blocked. Seabrook's stick is on the ice. He'll retrieve it. Bickle swings around his net. But he ran into Spezza. Keith following up with a pass to Kane. Trying to gather it in. Keeping Roussel at bay. Eakin handing it off to Garbutt. Firing it over to Jordy Ben. Looking across the ice and then shooting and breaking his stick in the process, and he has to defend without a stick. He gets there and kicks it back to Kari Lettinen.
Jordy's having trouble with sticks tonight. Got a stick issue going.
His and others. Seabrook outside the line. Lettman turning over the handle. And Garbutt waiting for it at the Chicago line. One-on-one with Hjalmarsson.
That's fine defending right there. Wow.
In the Dallas zone, that's Richards. Hossa back of the net. On to Saad. Saad creeping out toward the line. Roussel giving chase. Passing off. Oduya missed the net.
He pounded that just wide. What a pass. Right through the stick blade and the skates of Garbutt to spring the defenseman in there. Hawks only have one shot here in the second period. On goal.
Taves moving it in. Saad scores! And we're tied at 3.
Wow, this is a whirling wrister that picks the corner. Stars with a split pair on defense. Jordy Ben could see that Hossa was out of the corner of his eye, and he anticipated that there was going to be a pass. And instead, there was the almost high-a-lie whipping wrister that beat Kari Lettinen, who looked stunned by the fact that there was a shot. He's deep, and it was whipped past him, and we're tied again.
Saad second of the game, 15th of the season, 7:13 mark of the second period. Stars had lead of 2-0. Hawks tied it. Stars went up 3-2 late in the first. Hawks tie it here in the second. So it's going to be like that again. Jordy Ben threw it out to center. Saad to Taves at the line. Klingberg hanging with the Chicago captain. Gets some help from Seguin, who pushes it out. Sevier racing for the puck. Into the zone. Sevier backhand shot save. Rebound, and Crawford stones Seguin. That is some save. Seguin back of the net. Up the slot. Jokipaka and Horcoff got sort of fouled up going after it. And Alexiak. Home with Hossa. Jokipaka back for the puck. Outletting it to Travis Moen. It gets away from him along the boards, but no icing. Hjalmarsson back of the net. Cranked it out to center. Kruger was stapled by Alexiak, and the Stars' Jokipaka forces an offside. 11.5 minutes remaining in the second period. Colton Sevier denied. Seguin 2, and it's 3-3.
That I would refer to this game as a defensive gem so far here tonight. It's been fairly wide open. Seguin has beat Crawford once in the game. This is a foot race. First shot on goal in 4 games for Colton Sevier. Good move to the backhand, but it's the aftermath. Seguin just blasts past Duncan Keith and gets a rebound opportunity and a scintillating glove save or arm save by Crawford, who seems to have that ability. Might get beat on a few, but he really bows up in key moments within the game.
We get to award Tyler Seguin a shot on goal for the effort, but it's quite a shot, quite a save. 3-3, 11.5 to play in the second period. Alexiak takes a pretty good shot from Sharp back of the net. Travis Moen flicks it forward. Jokipaka putting it into the corner. Eriksson pivoting away from Fiddler. Stars Horcoff battling to keep it in along the boards, and his pass nudged out of there. Now it's a foot race between Sharp and Alexiak, and Sharp's going to beat him to it, but then he's squashed by Horcoff. He turned right back into him. Sharp got smoked.
Boy, Sean Horcoff's made a couple of really good defensive plays. Now the 2 number 10s are going to go.
They're going to go. It's Sharp and Horcoff. Sharp throwing right. Trying to come over the top. Horcoff answering. Horcoff with some left hooks. Sharp throwing right. And down they go.
That's how things used to go. You know, if there was a hit and you thought it was, you know, marginally legal, or somebody got upset about it, you took care of it yourself. And it seems in the modern game, somebody comes in to engage after this. He got splattered, turns back up, and bang! Horkoff, who was tracking back, runs right into him. They had words for a second, and then ultimately dropped the gloves and went at it. That's a heck of a hit. I give Sharp a lot of credit for getting up and engaging, for just getting up after it, maybe, and then engaging, and away they went, punched each other's helmets and shields for a while. Oh, that you get rock'em sock'em opposite numbers. Oh. Two guys that are known more for other things than that.
Sharp has 22 penalty minutes coming into that fray. Horkoff has 8. Jordy Ben finding a loose puck at the Chicago line. Into the corner with Seabrook. 5 each for fighting to the number 10s. Does not affect the manpower advantage on the ice. Richards moved it quickly. Hemsky there to take it away at the Dallas line. And Jason Demers up. Richards steals it. Play is onside. Kane shooting, blocked by Jason Demers.
Didn't get it out, so he comes across, gets right in that shot lane. Good defending by Demers.
Bickle off the turnover. Ranks it around behind. Demers chipped it past Patrick Kane and then backhands it out.
That group of fives had a tough game in their own zone, haven't they? It started bad and hasn't gotten much better.
Yeah, right off the hop, they were hemmed in. I think that's the dictionary definition of hemmed in. They couldn't get out of the zone for the first 3 minutes of the game.
They were hemmed in and pinned down.
Yeah, both. Hard to do. John Klingberg pass across the ice to Roussel. Guiding it over. Oduya snapped it forward. Nordstrom cutting to his left at the line. Working his way past Eakin. Shooting it wide of the net. Garbett streaking after the puck at center. Roosevelt keeping him away. Kruger in check, but he shoots it in deep. The Dallas zone, Klingberg and Nordstrom hang on to each other. Nordstrom emerging with the puck to the line for Roosevelt. Backhanding it into the corner. Kruger turns his back. Keith shot it. That's blocked. And out of the zone it goes off Roussel. Chicago offside on the re-engagement, and Roussel over with a word. And he and Shaw come together.
It's getting fractious down there now. Midway through this tilt between these two teams, have seen a lot of one another in the first half of the season.
3-3 for the Stars and the Hawks at United Center. And our own Jeff Kay and our own Dallas Stars Ice Girls. Tuesday, January 27th for the official Dallas Stars watching party at Hard Rock Cafe Dallas to watch the Stars take on the Montreal Canadiens. That's on the other side of the All-Star break at 6:30. To get food and drink specials, plus have the chance to win great Stars prizes all night long. We'll see you there.
Well, you got two teams going at one another. The Stars, a club that can score. The Hawks, usually a team that can defend. Midway through the game, both goaltenders, I think, have played great. And they're on pace to serve up 6 goals each in the contest.
Off the hop, you mentioned the Stars 17 times this season have scored 4 or more. The Hawks have done it 19 times, and they're headed for at least that.
Been some iffy defending, but I mean, you got a lot of guys that can get after it offensively to deal with, and makes for exciting hockey.
A pretty good scrap between Patrick Sharp and Sean Horkoff, and now it's Ryan Garbett incarcerated for holding. And so Chicago goes on the power play for the 3rd time. Stars scored on the Hawks' first power play. The Hawks scored on their second power play. Patrick Kane leaving it. Richards works it over to Keith. Challenged by Antoine Roussel. Taves banks it back. Keith moves to Richards. Shooting it. Save. Rebound. Lettinen had Taves. Wow. Kane to the line for Keith. Keith to Patrick Kane. Shaw's in front of the net. Kane stopping, starting, sending it into the corner. Taves passes it back out to Keith, now to Richards, far side. Richards swings down toward the half wall, puts it back out to Keith across the ice for Kane. Has to turn to pick it up off the boards. And then he throws it away.
Well, Pat Kane scored in the game, but he hasn't been very good. He's been very casual.
Here comes Richards. Tried to pass to Kane. It's intercepted. Demers clears.
And Richards hasn't been very good at all, especially in this circumstance when they've been on the power play.
Errant feed to the Dallas line. Goligoski eats it up and slugs it all the way in. And Ben creating some pressure up ice. 40 seconds left in the Chicago power play.
Be a shock if nobody scores on this, wouldn't it?
It would. Hossa to Seabrook in the Chicago zone. Those have him bottled up. Seabrook sprints ahead. Cole forcing him wide. Shot it in. Goligoski, nice play to glove it down. Walks up Hossa. Bickle has it back of the net. On the hat-trick watch for Saad. He's standing in front, but Cole makes the play at center ice and then goes charging through Roosevelt. Picks up Moen in the Chicago zone. Cole protecting the puck by himself amidst 3 Hawks along the wall. He's still chewing up clock, and Garbutt comes on. Big Eric Cole. Seabrook overtaken. Garbutt looking for the puck. Roosevelt sweeps it along. Seguin from the line, shot it. Crawford kicked it aside. Ben finding it in the corner. Roosevelt finding Ben. Garbutt tried to pitch it in front to Seguin. Intercepted and cleared, and it dies at center ice. But Demers takes it away and shoots it back over. Roosevelt pumps it up the near side boards. Marian Hossa waiting for it across the ice. In comes Saad, shooting it, save Lettinen. Nordstrom on the follow-up. Back of the net, Jordy Ben has the puck. Lingering a bit, but worked it off to Cole. Slugged down to the ice. Smith center shot. Doesn't get through by Oduya, and then it bounces to the near side. Cole throwing a hit on Nordstrom. They go back to the line for Hjalmarsson. Hands it to Kruger. A drive pad stop Lettinen. Smith in the corner. Peering over his shoulder. He'll leave it for Hjalmarsson, who takes it deep. Can't get away from Jordy Ben. Now the shot from Kruger is blocked. Hawks spread it out. And Jordy Ben blocks the pass. Takes it back of his nets. Swung it along to Jokipaka, who clears. But icing coming against Dallas.
Great idea for Jokipaka with the high flip, but he didn't get enough high on the flip and shot it all the way down. Big, gargantuan stop by Kari Lettinen on Jonathan Toews. They got it rotated and away from everybody. Juicy rebound, and there he was. Pad and glove. His best. Bam! Couldn't hang on to it, but who cares? Just coming up with that stop is miraculous. He's been terrific in this game. Really has. They could have been chasing, and I mean chasing big time early on. He's only won 1 game against the Hawks in the last 2 seasons, and he stopped 47 shots in that one. They got outshot 50-18 in this building.
That was the Antoine Roussel game, wasn't it? The penalty shot.
I called it the Kari Lettinen game. You can call it whatever you want.
I think Kari calls it the Kari Lettinen game, too. Another icing against Dallas.
Yeah, the dark art of the high flip. Lots of guys need to learn that one. Help out your netminder. But this has been a terrific outing by him. But here we are in the same spot, predicament, whatever you want to call it, for the Stars. I think it's wonderful. They're in these games in Chicago, second game of back-to-back. They've been tied after 2 periods and both. It's what happens after that.
Jokipaka emerging off the face-up win. Keith took it away. Jokipaka following up, and then Sharp intercepts from center ice.
Couldn't get their change in. They're trying to get it in.
Jordy Ben to Jokipaka again. Cole flipped it into the Chicago bench. Now they can change. 5:10 remaining in the second period. Stars and the Hawks are tied at 3 in the Windy City.
The legendary Scotty Bowman, his son Stan, the general manager of the Chicago Blackhawks, and the Hawks analytics department reports to him, Scotty.
Yep.
And he says that this statistic is the best indicator of good teams and bad teams, goal differential, and the Hawks are tied with Nashville and the St. Louis Blues for the best mark in the league right now at plus 33.
Dallas Stars are still inching toward even on that stat. Here's Horkoff at center ice. Lost the puck to Sharp. They're both available, as you can see. Smith stifled down the boards. Karavainen now back to the net. Goligoski sandwiched. Fiddler in to help. Drifts toward the line. Held in by Eriksson. Teravainen in check. Klingberg had him. Puck goes around behind the Dallas net again, and Vern Fiddler, last star to score, goes rink wide to Klingberg. Pick it up, tried to shoot it in, then passes over off a lunging Fiddler for the change. That's a 6-6 in the middle frame after healthy first period shot totals from both teams. It was 20-16 after one. Hossa cut it off, shot it. There's another one for the Hawks, and a stop by Kari Lehtinen. Garbutt to the line, Seabrook holding the zone. Jordy Ben passing over to Demers. Rink wide to Garbutt off his skates. He'll go chase it with Seabrook back of the net. Seabrook gave him a good jolt. It's poked on to Bickle. Good pass to Hossa. Slowing, spinning, shooting. Lehtinen kicked it out. Marian Hossa is still dangerous.
He hasn't scored like he has in past years. A real slow start this year. He can do that, though. He's a big mule with the puck.
8 times he's hit 30 goals in his NHL career. Patrick Kane get at least that many this year. Kari Lehtinen using the glass, tried to work it up the far side. Seguin back for the puck to Jokipaka, turning away from Bickle. Passing it to Seguin, giving it to Oleksiak. He wants it back. He's got it back at the line. And Oduya probing with the stick. Oleksiak has lost his, so he tries to kick it. Ben finds it. Seguin reaching for it, but the Hawks take it away. And here comes Kane ahead to center ice to Bickle at the line. Oleksiak threw the body at him. Page carrying on, wrapping around, centering pass, nudged in by Spezza to his goaltender. Grab your crew and win a trip to the Daytona 500 with the Fox Sports Girls. For you and your friends, upload 2 photos of you and your crew at foxsports.com/grabyourcrew for a chance to head to the Daytona 500.
Both teams are just kind of wallowing their way toward the second intermission here. I think this is a key 3-minute span here right now for the Stars.
Keith passing off in the Dallas zone. Sod shot, save, rebound! Lettinen's got the puck on the backhand bid. And more of this.
Taves and Goligoski in the background of that rather large stop, back door. Never lost the puck, stayed right with it. And on the drive-by from Hossa on his backhand, he couldn't lift it maybe as high as he wanted to. They'll take a peek at this on video review and try to figure out whether that never did. You could see it roll up the post and cupped by the glove hand of Kari Lehtinen, who reached back for that one. Usually they have a look and see whether that glove went over the goal line or not, but I don't think it even made it past the pipe.
So, no further review necessary. Dallas working the puck to center. Chicago shooting it back in. Here's Klingberg. Fiddler, Horcoff, and Moen are the forwards. Now it's Goligoski up the middle. Moen tried to pitch it over to Fiddler. Sharp intercepts, hands it back to Roosevelt. Goes across the ice to Keith. Full spinorama away from Fiddler inside his own line. Smith wedged off, overtaken. Goligoski in the Dallas zone. Pumped it back around behind. Moen has Teravainen. Klingberg's pass went off Fiddler. Keith threw it in front. Save Lehtinen. Rebound. Scramble. The net has been knocked askew as Lehtinen went lurching to his right for the save.
Well, he's been able to find a lot of rebound opportunities. This one, Teravainen. And in lunging over there, he knocks the net off himself. But good play by Keith at the point. Nice manipulation. Throws it at the net. Not a bad play. And there's the rebound chance on the forehand for the nifty little super hyped Teravainen. So the Stars in the last couple of minutes here have given up some quality opportunities. Hossa with 2 of them, and then that sequence there, and Lehtinen has plugged the hole. I think he's been fabulous here tonight.
Very busy, too. Prime opportunities from some of the NHL's best. He stopped 29 of 32.
There's still, a period and 2 minutes left. That's a lot of rubber.
Yes. Roussel busting out at center ice. Here come the Stars on the attack, leaving it toward Jordy Ben. Want to poke it through to Garbutt. Chicago cleans it up. Patrick Kane up ahead to Richards at the line. Collects it. The spin off. Demers fired it. Saved Letton on the tip.
All three forwards involved in that one. Richards from the wall. Both of the other guys, Kane and Bickle, were busting to the net.
Richards again through center ice to the Dallas line. Shot it in. Saved Letton and Alexiak. And to shield Bickle from the puck. Got it away to Sevier. Stars don't get it out of the zone. Kane. Richards in the corner. Around the boards, Jamie Benn. You get there with Roosevelt. And he fights Roosevelt for the puck. Sevier helps get it to center ice. Bickle to Kane at the line. They're offside on the change.
Taves had just come on the ice, and Kane was trying to get it to him. In their step ahead. Important, again, these final 3 minutes of the second period feel like they're going on forever. The Hawks haven't lost a game when they've been up after 2 periods, so these saves from Kari Letton, I think, have been critical here to keep them at level.
Chicago has the puck.
1 minute remaining in the
Garmelson from center ice fires it in. Final minute of the period.
That Spets out here with Sagan and Cole right now. You got 2 center icemen, I guess.
Osa shooting it. Puck still in the Dallas zone. Klingberg trying to keep it away. Taves spun, fired. Letton in full split. Puck loose at the side of the net under the pile. Klingberg trying to dig it out, but Taves swatted it from a sitting position over to Saad. Back of the net, Klingberg. Pressure coming from Saad. Waist high for Spezza. Sagan trying to win the race here, and he does. Negating the icing. In there with 2 Hawks. Sagan comes away with the puck. The Spezza in the corner to Sagan, back of the net. It's out of his grasp. 15 seconds remaining in the period. Jordy Ben slowing Marian Hossa. Hossa jumping away, fires it right into the center of Kari Letton.
It's a tough guy to eliminate. It's been a rough evening for 24 for the Stars, trying to deal with Hossa on this one, and Hossa would not be denied. He nailed Kari Letton right in the grill with that slapper after dispatching Jordy Ben. A chance in and around the net. Watch this long leg. Kari's really tracking the puck well. But you had Sagan out there instead of Hemsky on that last shift. I wonder whether Alice Hemsky's a little dinged up and can't go the rest of the way here.
Face up to Kari's left. Smith beats Fiddler. Seabrook from the line. Burkop was pressing the issue. Jordy Ben keeping Kane on the boards. Smith centered it. And there's the horn.
They gave up about 8 shots in the last 3 minutes of that period. The Big Finn held tight. Marvelous net minding from him.
Chicago with 20 shots in the first, 16 in the second. The Stars had a 3-2 lead after 1, but Chicago finds the net here in the middle frame. Brandon Saad second of the game, and we're tied at 3. When we come back, Cody Eakin scheduled to join Razor at the break in a 3-3 game through 2 periods in Chicago. Dallas Stars hockey on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Ford. Visit your Texas Ford dealer today. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Southwest Airlines, book your low fare now at southwest.com. Stars and the Hawks headed to the third period, tied at 3. Razor, will they be able to close the deal this time?
Well, they've never trailed entering a third period against the Hawks this year, but they've never won either. They lost in a shootout in the season opener back at home. They were up 2-1 in that one, and then tie games at the United Center. Got blown out in that first one. 4-goal third from the Hawks. Last time in here, not that long ago, Cole put them up 4-3, and then Richards scored that soft one late in the third to send it to overtime, and Sharp ended up winning it for them almost immediately. This one feels different. I haven't seen Kari play this well in a long time. Let's see what they got, what they can muster forth here in the third.
Stars have goals from Sagan, Eakin, and Fiddler. 2 from Saad and 1 from Kane for the Hawks. And they originally gave assists to Sevier and Ben on Sagan's first goal. Then it read unassisted on both the first and second period score sheet. We've been told they put the assists back out there. They're back on the sheet. So Ben and Sevier each with another assist, and in the game it was earned. Stars begin with the Cody Eakin line. He's been really good in the faceoff circle, and Dallas is after the puck. Ryan Garbutt, Antoine Roussel, the wingers. Seabrook pumps it around the boards, and Patrick Kane stalled as he walked into Cody Eakin. Along the wall, it drifts in front. Crawford gave it to Keith, who slams it around and out. And that's John Klingberg. Up the middle, intercepted. Keith feeds it to Richards. They'll work on in. Shot it into the corner. It hops away from Kane. Garbutt to Roussel. They'll work it over, and Seabrook back for the Hawks. Shots 36-20 through 2 periods in favor of Chicago. 20 in the first, 16 in the second. Jonathan Taves double teamed in the corner. Goligoski and Klingberg. And there's Klingberg, an assist in the game. Sevier up the middle to Seguin. Pushed along toward Ben. And Sevier digging after it back of the net. Gunnelson put it to the corner. Ben fighting there for the puck. Seguin is lurking. Klingberg back to Seguin. It went off his skates. He was trying to direct it over to Goligoski. Now comes out of the zone for the puck. And a pass to Seguin at the line. Getting through, kicking it over to Sevier. Penalty coming up on the Hawks as Seguin was taken down. And as Ben Smith makes contact, the Stars will go on the power play here.
Only going to be their second power play in the last 6 periods in this building. Johnny Oduya got flat-footed. Seguin goes busting through, and as he turns to put his stick on him, there, trips him up. So the other side of their special teams have scored in the game. The shorthanded goal for Cody Eakin back in the first. See if they can cash in with the extra man.
Demers. Goligoski on top. Hemsky back on the ice here. Sneaking in. Shot it. Save Crawford. Rebound loose. And Horcock put it into the corner. Goligoski tried to keep it in, and it's shot down the ice by Kruger on his way to the Chicago bench. Stars have scored power play goals in 20 games this season. They're 13-4-3 when they get one. Hemsky pursuing the puck. Shot it into the corner. Cole couldn't contain it. Taves clears. Dallas looking to make changes here. Seguin, Ben, Spezza all come on the ice. Goligoski traversing and dropping it back to Spezza, who lost the puck to Kruger. Guys having trouble getting anything set up on this man advantage. Another Seguin is a goal in the game. Leads Dallas with 6 power play markers, and they're offside here on the attack.
The rough trips up the ice for Jason Spezza, who had a goal and a helper last night. His line has not been involved in the offense at all here this evening. Trying to do a little too much with the puck at times. That's his demon. It's like a running back who fumbles, right? Cruz up there, just try to get that extra little bit.
Then bolts into the zone. Made a pass from a prone position. Cody Eakin in there with Roosevelt back of the net. Spezza fighting for it back there. Out to Seguin at the left point. Klingberg at the right. Passing to Ben. Back out to Klingberg. Klingberg moving over, giving it to Ben. Back to Klingberg. A shot. That's blocked by Kruger out of the zone, and Klingberg will scamper back for it. Half a minute remaining on the power play. Quick up. Klingberg to Ben. Ben pivoting away. Ben looking down low. Eakin scores! Tyler Seguin with a pretty feed, and Eakin has 2, and the Stars lead 4-3.
Wow. This is sagacity at its finest. A sloppy change by the Hawks. And the play is made in multiple areas. A beautiful pass by Ben initially. But go way back to Klingberg. He gets his shot blocked. They get it up ice. They catch the Hawks a little bit. And Cody Eakin is doing the damage in this one tonight. Seguin knew what he wanted to do with it before he even got it, and it's a layup for number 20.
Ben now has 3 assists in the game, and Seguin has another multi-point effort. It's his 18th of the year. Stars lead at 4-3, and the power play cashes in.
Season, number 20.
You know, puck movement, and I really believe the Stars are a Blackhawks starter kit, if you will, because of the way they can transition the puck from defense to offense. He doesn't get his shots blocked that much, but Klingberg gets it blocked. Look at him, head up like a bird, finds it, quickly up to Ben. Ben, little delay, find a seam, over to Seguin. Seguin tapped him, boom. Chasing defenseman back. That's a thing of beauty.
So another lead for Dallas. 2-0, 3-2, and now 4-3. Sharp tried to brush it up the boards. Jokipaka fought it a bit, and the Stars are offside there. 16:32 remaining in the third.
Well, it's another night with 4 goals, too. 4 goals for the Stars. We came in talking about that. It's now 18 times they've been able to score 4 or more. That's what Lindy Ruff's crew does best. Put pucks in the net. And for the Hawks now, they can't get out of this. They're number 2 in the NHL in goals against, but they've surrendered 4 or more goals in 6 of their last 11 games.
Now they're looking to strike back. Keith, an unforced error there and an icing against Chicago.
Think about this, just back to how sloppy they've been defensively lately, and that's their best defender, best defenseman, Duncan Keith. Prior to this sloppy segment where they're giving up 4 almost every night or every other night, they'd allowed 4 or more goals 3 times leading up to this. 3. Stingy bunch until this mid-season part where they look uninterested in really rolling up the sleeves and defending well.
Ben and Richards. Richards wins it. Seabrook back of the net. Cranks it around Seguin, holding the line. Chips it back of the goal. Sevier going to work it to himself in the corner. Demers going to hold it in. Seguin, they're backing him up. Seguin with the puck. Sliding down the boards. Ben tried to corkscrew it to the forehand. Jordy Ben into the corner. There's Jamie back of the net. Centering pass, bounces away, and Bickle out to center ice for Kane. Picks up Richards at the line. Kane delaying, late man Hjalmarsson shooting it, and Lehtinen snares it with the glove.
Good hard hockey by Tyler Seguin coming back on Patrick Kane too as he trades some paint with him, rushes the pass a little bit, and then Lehtinen just kills the play on the tail end of it with the left hand. There's the play along the boards, goes right through Kane. Hjalmarsson, the defenseman, cruising in, and with Bickle in front of the net, and he's been there. Like this hustle coming back. Looks around, who's behind me, finishes his guy.
Face off to Kari, Lehtinen's right.
Taves hasn't lost many faceoffs in the game, and he can beat him there.
Have to do it again.
Kari's controlled things. Both these netminders have had to deal with rebound opportunities in the game. They've been beaten on some. No-look pass. Not a high-scoring guy. Boy, big screen. That's a big-body screen in front, though, when Bickle gets in there. And Lehtinen has found a lot of pucks through bodies here tonight.
Cody Eakin, Jonathan Taves to Kari's left. Eakin wins another one. Malagowski back to the net. Garbutt finds possession, sprints ahead to the Chicago line, and he and Oduya collide. Chicago is up with the puck. Long pass ahead, Taves across the ice to Oduya. Pivots, finds Hossa at the line, getting past Roussel for a shot that's blocked by Roussel, who reached from behind and then gives Hossa a couple of shoves.
Marian Hossa looks like an ongoing concern in this game. He had a bunch of chances late in that second period. When the Hawks had, 8 shots in the last 3 minutes of the period. And he comes wafting in along this side. Klingberg gets his stick right into the shooting lane. He's good at that. Off it goes. Just 1 goal in the last 7 games for the guy they call Haas. The guy on the other side of that line is doing all their scoring, and he has 2 in the game tonight. Saad.
Teravainen and Fiddler in the circle. Teravainen wins the draw. Sharp from the boards. Shot blocked by Fiddler. Moen sends Fiddler out with it. Work it in around Eriksson. Crawford goes up the middle with the puck from behind his net. Eriksson takes the pass from Smith. Lays it forward to Teravainen. Crisscrossing at the Dallas line. Roosevelt shooting wide of the net. Eriksson from the left point to Roosevelt at the right. Body stacked up in front. Smith, the sharpest shot over the top of the goal. Erickson pumps it in deeper. Smith overtaken by Horcoff. Out the short side here to Moen. And he's good along the boards. He gets that puck to center. Dallas trying to change up Teravainen. Climbing into the Stars zone. Smith pumps it in deep. Alexiak handling Teravainen. Moen again along the wall. And Seguin tried to strip Oduya at the Chicago line. Teravainen weaving his way and then handing it off. Patrick Kane changing gears, shooting it in deep. Puck died in the corner, then put it around behind. Oduya knocking it deep. Kruger let it go. That's Kane. Halmerson at the right point. Feeding it back to Kruger. Jokipaka hanging on him. Kruger stepping out to Kane at the right point. Ben shadowing him. Kane shooting it. Save Lettinen.
That just hit him.
Stars clear it. And Chicago wants to come right back across. They do. Seguin hits Kane, but he follows up with it. And then he lost the puck to Seguin, who gave it to Sevier, and he'll put it out of the zone.
Hawks have a little bit of the same affliction that the Stars do, where when they get 40 shots, they actually struggle to win. They have a winning record when they get it, but it's not been easy. An icing here against the Chicago Blackhawks. How about when they get 50, they're 1-1, and they've had 50 twice. That's the staggering statistic. They pumped a lot of rubber at Kari Lettinen tonight. So they have a 6-3-2 record when they get 40 or more shots. It's winning, but you would think it would be higher than that.
Especially with the guys they have shooting the pill. Here's a stop by Corey Crawford on a long-range bid. They will get to 40 tonight. But Cody Eakin has given his goaltender a 4-3 lead with 13 minutes and 19 seconds to play in the third.
Last time Kari Lettinen won here at the United Center, he had to make 47 saves in order to do so. They were outmatched. Other than that position, outshot 50-18 and won it 4-3. It's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. We will celebrate the evening so far from the Big Fin. Right from the very beginning, he was spot on his game, saved their bacon in the opening, 3 minutes of the game, and again in the final 3 minutes of the second period, he stopped 35 of 38 so far in this game, and there's still 13 minutes remaining. Dandy on Hossa there late in the second period. Just a radiant and a real smart and sharp performance from him so far. Hasn't lost the puck much. He's dealt with traffic, made humongous stops at times to just kill momentum that the Hawks are trying to build.
Cody Eakin back on the ice. Face off to Crawford's right with Ben Smith. Eakin wins it. Garbutt centered it, and that ricochets off Smith and down the ice. Klingberg coming for the puck from Kari Lettinen. Richards trying to hustle him. They use the glass to work it up. Garbutt one-on-one with Keith. Garbutt in the corner, stops. Keith trying to hold him up. Eakin's there. Klingberg charging down the wall. Garbutt fighting with Bickle. Kane floats it to center ice. Himself for a pretty good hit on him. Seabrook pumps it in. Here's Klingberg dodging away. Pass up the middle. And slow roller into Eakin from Roussel. They're offside.
I just see all the greatness of young Klingberg. Again, it's just such a smart, patient, poised play. Watch this. Goes back for the puck. Beats all three forecheckers. Looks up the middle. Boom. All three guys are chasing all of a sudden. You know, a lot of guys are petrified to go through the middle, but sometimes that's the best option. Outside of Ekblad in Florida, he's the best rookie defenseman in the National Hockey League. So I guess that puts him at number 2. He's the best in the Western Conference, I can tell you that.
For sure. Jokipaka up ahead at center ice. Horcoff threw it on in. Crawford whipped it up. Sod wasn't ready for it, and Taves goes rink wide. Hossa trying to bust through. Caught by Demers and Jordy Ben. Horcoff at center ice, fending off Taves. Fiddler taking the line. And then giving it to Demers for a shot. Save Crawford. Here's Marian Hossa. He has a 3-game point streak. About his struggles finding the net. He's been picking up assists with regularity. 32 points this season, Hossa does. Chalmerson weaving his way in against Hemsky. Dallas taking it away, and out busts Cole to the line. Cole moving in. Great pass to Hemsky. A shot to save Crawford. Cole in front. Miss Spezza. Hemsky has it back of the net. Centered it. Cole couldn't get the shot away. Tied up with Teravainen. Frantic attack there from those three. Teravainen countering to Sharp at the Dallas line. Hawks bring it in onside, but Spezza caught him. And a little work from Sevier. Moves it ahead to Ben. Stars in on the attack. Ben cutting, shooting. Save Crawford with the glove.
Oh, this is a spiffy glove grab. Crawford has made some miraculous stops within the game himself. This is a terrific defensive play by Spezza. Ultimately, they spring it out of their own zone, and Hemsky gets on the business end of it. Great blue-collar work by Cole, and magnificent stop with the pad by Corey Crawford. Walk into the middle, and then on the heels of that one, Ben undresses Seabrook a little bit and tests the glove hand.
Jamie Benn has 3 assists in the game. Here's Klingberg off the face-off win to Ben, who shot it, blocked. Nordstrom ran into Ben at the line. Ben with a hit on Nordstrom at center ice. And Sevier whips it in. Sevier with an assist in the game. Quietly, he's picked up points in 11 of his last 16. Nordstrom taking the Dallas line. Kruger had Smith breaking to the goal. Goligoski wouldn't allow the pass, and it's loose along the near boards where Sevier works it out to Sagan. Trying to get a step on Smith, but he's alone. Sagan 1-on-4 against the Hawks. He realizes his predicament and works it deeper for the change. Here comes Johnny Oduya to Brad Richards at center ice. Roussel overtaking him in the Dallas zone.
It's been a mismatch at times speed-wise with Richards. He just can't skate with this line.
Here comes Eakin. Eakin driving to the net. Eakin a shot, never got it off. Roussel back out to the line. Jordy Ben passing to Demers, right point. Shot it, saved Crawford. He picked it up. Jordy Ben out of the corner, back of the net for Roussel. Pops along the boards. Garbett keeping it deep for Dallas. Half a period to play. Stars up 4-3 in Chicago. It's a night be the night. Pickle jammed in the corner. Jordy Ben with the puck. Turning away from Richards. Working it out. And it's relayed into the zone by Eakin on the change. Shots are 38-29 in favor of the Hawks. And here comes Hossa again. Stars managed to break it up. Fiddler clears.
Yeah, close to 70 shots combined in the game tonight, and a lot of grade A scoring opportunities for both teams. I mean, there have been 7 goals scored, and these two goaltenders have been lights out tonight.
Oduya shooting it in. Hossa drifting after the puck. Goligoski leaves it. And Cole brushed, but on to Spezza it goes. 2-on-1, Spezza and Cole. Spezza moving in. Spezza to Cole. A shot. He scores! That's a big one, and it's 5-3 Dallas.
Oh, it's mastodonic. Again, they exposed the Hawks trying to hold the attack blue line. This time it's a defenseman trapped, and it's Saad the winger. That's just not a good play. Didn't get the puck, didn't get Eric Cole. Another odd man chance for the Stars. Great patience by Jason Spezza. Shimmies his way, finally gets it through Roosevelt. Stars have scored multiple goals in the game like that, where they pass through a defenseman, and poor Corey Crawford, what are you going to do? He's got to worry about Spezza's shot. Cole's on the business end. Saad shaking his head. Stars have a 2-goal lead again.
Cole's 12th from Jason Spezza. Spezza now points in 5 of his last 6 games.
Every line for the Stars has been in on the offense tonight. They've spread it around. That's how you win in these circumstances. Excellent goaltending and depth.
Stars 5 and the Hawks 3 in Chicago.
All passengers on Southwest Flight 422, please collect your baggage at Carousel.
Chai latte?
You've got a big meeting. We've got a fair sale. So send the whole team.
Mocha fudge. Sugar-free.
Including that intern Larry.
Black coffee.
Smooth Larry. There's just 1 day left to get Southwest sale fares as low as $73 one way to select markets. Book your sale fare now at southwest.com.
To play here in Chicago, there was an icing call, and Ben is in for a shot over the top of the net. It was an inadvertent break. You didn't miss anything. Well, you missed a couple of things, but Hjalmarsson up ahead. Teravainen on to Sharp. It rolls off his stick to Jordy Ben inside the Dallas zone. A 2-goal lead with which to work now. And this one is off Roussel and on a play. Okay, so here we go. Now go, do your business. Stars with a 2-goal lead in Chicago with 8 minutes to play.
Guys with a pair of goals in the game here tonight. Brandon Saad for the Hawks and Cody Eakin, who's been fabulous in a lot of different areas here tonight for the Dallas Stars. Start with Saad. Power play goal for him. Tied the hockey game way back in a frantic opening frame. And then another one on the Spinorama Whippet in the second period. So he's on the hat trick watch. Eakin, it's all been about special teams with him. Shorthanded goal, compliments of Jamie Benn back in the first period. And then here in the third, on the power play, just brisk puck movement. Change the point of attack, ram it home. Stars have tacked on another after that one, but that right now is standing up as the game-winning goal for the Stars, and he's been good in the face-off circle. He's been great defensively. He's grossly outplayed Brad Richards head-to-head in this tilt. That line, it's been advantage Stars. Eakin, Garbett, and Roussel against Bickle, Kane, and Richards.
Shots 38-30 as the Stars are closing the gap in that regard.
Well, the Hawks still have a couple of games left before the All-Star break, so if they're thinking, wow, let's get our heads back together after the break, they got Arizona and the Pittsburgh Penguins back-to-back.
Well, this is the second time that they've caught an opponent coming in on the tail end of a back-to-back, and it's not gone so well.
No, they look like their work ethic has drifted a little bit. A lot of skill, but the skill looks like it's ahead of that, and they haven't played intelligently. And the Stars are getting a terrific game out of their netminder. That's part of it. And they played extremely well. They look like they got a lot of energy in their game.
Roussel, spirited chase on Roosevelt. Might have tripped him back of the net. He centers to Garbett for a shot that's blocked. Eakin put it down, couldn't get the shot away. Eakin tied up, and he's ripped to the ice by Keith. Garbett and Roosevelt jockey in the corner. Garbett laying it back out to the line. Jordy Ben, Jason Demers shooting it. Pad stop, rebound Garbett, save Crawford. Roosevelt getting tugged at up the ice. Richards kicked it forward. Here comes Kane into the zone. Patrick Kane dusting it off. Kane leaving it. Richards to Kane. Kane tried to shoot it, blocked. Oduya moving it over. Roosevelt, right side, firing. Blocked by Jordy Ben. Garbett clearing it. Oduya bringing it in. Dallas trying to get their change in here. And the Hawks are offside. Kane had not cleared the zone.
Almost tripped up the linesman on his way to the bench. He scurried to the bench after every shift. There's some frustrated guys on their side from the goal on out with the way they've gone about their business. Credit the Stars for what they've done to frustrate them in the contest. That last shift, I mean, it looked dangerous, but the Stars gave them nothing because of their defense of posture and their tenacity.
Teravainen and Fiddler at center. Chicago controls. Seabrook rips it in and around the boards. Klingberg has 2 assists in the game now, after getting the second assist on the latest Dallas goal from Eric Cole. Orkoff up the boards. Teravainen with some room on top. Shot it, tipped wide. Travis Moen under control. Blocking out Ben Smith, and then keeping Shaw away. Olszewski whips it down the ice. That'll be icing against Dallas with a little under 6.5 to play in the third. Tonight on Fox Sports Live on Fox Sports 1, our guys break down the Seattle heroics and the Green Bay mistakes in one of the wildest comebacks in playoff history. Plus, can Andrew Luck continue a changing of the guard by besting Tom Brady in Foxborough? And we'll have full post-fight coverage of Conor McGregor's bid to become a UFC #1 contender. Fox Sports Live tonight following UFC Fight Night.
So Lindy has his crew 6.5 minutes away from winning for the first time this season in the second games of back-to-backs. And they've done exactly what he said they had to set out to do here tonight in order to do that. And that is score on their chances. They've certainly done that. Get a save, in quotations. Well, they've received plenty of saves from Kari Lehtinen, who's been brilliant. And I think they've limited the turnovers. There haven't been a lot of, feed the beast with the puck. They've had multiple lines play well. They've had their D-core, for the most part, hang in there a little bit. It's becoming more and more of a four-man set on defense. Again, the Stars without Trevor Daley for this one here tonight. He's back home. Won't play till after the All-Star break. That's a significant loss.
Taves wins the face-off. Seabrook can't see the net. He puts it into the corner. Fiddler tripped up on his way to Saad. Pass blocked. Hossa kicked it. Stays in the zone. Saad deep to Taves. Klingberg hanging on back of the net. Shadowing him. And Fiddler in to pick up the loose puck. Flipped it to the line over Seabrook. And this is just wide of the net. I mean, just wide of the net for icing, and as slow as you please.
I mean, look at the guy going back to get it. It's Duncan Keith, who's a flash, and yet he manages to just look at him. Oh my God. And it makes it over the line, so it is, in fact, icing, and they have to retreat and do this all over again in their own zone.
Taves and Fiddler.
That's the old get kicked out thing, but they don't kick them out anymore. They just, they're hurt. The warning. You have to stay in there. He wins it.
Loose in the slot. And Horkoff pitches it out. No icing here. Roosevelt will go get it. The Stars will change up under 6 minutes to play. Dallas leading 5-3 in Chicago. Marian Hossa at center, down the wing to Taves against Ben. Ben forcing him to curl back. Leaves it. Darmelson all the way over. Roosevelt firing, blocked in front, back of the net. Hossa. Lehtinen is in his own goal. Only getting to his knees. The Stars keep Taves from the outside. Sagan flipped it, but not out of the zone, and I guess it was.
Not by much.
5:26 to play in the third. Dallas up 5-3 in Chicago over the Hawks. We'll finish it up from United Center when we come back.
Of desire is pursuit, and that's what the Stars have done here in the third period. They lead the Hawks 5-3 with 5.5 minutes to go. They've outshot Chicago 12-3 in the frame, and they are trying to get rid of the Ofer in the second games of back-to-backs. 0-4-1 this season. 4 wins, 12 losses, 2 overtime appearances over the last 2 seasons.
It's their game now. Klingberg up to center ice. Duncan Keith intercepts. Kane stripped by Jamie Benn, who drove him into the boards in front of the Dallas bench.
It's like they've told Pat Kane tonight, okay, if you're going to get anything, you're going to earn it. I know he got the little freebie rebound chance back in the first period, but they've been hard on him.
Duncan Keith fires it around the boards. Gets past everybody and back into the Chicago zone. Under 5 minutes to play.
Still seems like a lot of time when you've got that on the other side.
Richards eagerly ahead. With a barge through against Hemsky. Jokipaka toward Alexiak. Out of the corner. Richards worked it along to Bickle. Smith in the slot. Passed it to himself. Alexiak covering him up. Spezza flings it out to center ice.
The high flip.
That one worked. It was high.
Everybody should work on that. I truly believe that. It's a safety valve play out of your own zone.
Jordy Ben flipping it into the Chicago zone. Roosevelt to Shaw, whom we've heard little. Takes the line to Sharp. Passing it back to the line for Roosevelt. Shooting it. Lettinen lost it. Found it in his gear right on the line.
He's had one of those nights where, I mean, he has been grand in the pipes, but he's been hit by some too. And that's how it goes. Been plenty that have eluded him when, he's seen it and thought he had it. This one, double players in front. It gets deflected, I think, by Shaw. And down Adam. Little delay so they can get a lane. There's the deflection. Wow, what a tricky one that was. And then the wipe your bum move by goaltender. Look at that. He gets the glove around it behind. Case is trickling.
That's what they call it?
It is.
Yeah. 40th shot of the game for Chicago. And here come the Hawks. Shaw off to Sharp. Firing. Tipped out of play. 3:48 left.
They're in flail mode now. You can see it. How you get, panic. You're down by 2. The clock a problem. You have 40 shots. There's frustration. It turns into, essentially, if you're a basketball, just raining threes, trying to catch up a little bit. Stars have been good positionally, defensively here in the third, and they folded with one another. One guy gets beat. There's a second guy immediately right there, but they're at the same time not trying to do each other's jobs. Been good defending.
Jonathan Tate, Bernd Fiedler in the circle. Fiedler wins it. Klingberg spins away and works it out to center ice. Horkoff reaching for it at the Chicago line. Fired it, saved Crawford. Rebound, Travis Mullen. Just out of his grasp. Keith in check. Hossa across the ice for Seabrook. Lost the puck. Horkoff shoots it right back in. Peel back to the Dallas bench for a change. Good shift by that crew. Taves up ahead to center. Jamie Benn stopped him in his tracks. Ben got it over the line. Keith sailing it to center, right to Jordy Ben. Waiting for his brother to clear and then shot it over. And Duncan Keith surveying the ice as the Stars drop back. Teravainen on the wing. Bickle has a step shot at save Lettinen. In the corner, Teravainen. Crawford started to the bench. Now he's going to go. Extra attacker coming for the Hawks with 2:45 to play in the third. Chicago needs 2. Bickle tying up back of the net. Teravainen's in there with Ben and Demers. Sharp got it free. Kane jockeying with Sagan, Ben, and the referee over there. Puck slides back down toward the corner. Demers unwinds it, and it's tipped out of there by Sevier, who's hustling back after the puck. Is going to be icing against the Stars with 2:21 to play.
Deep Air's been out here for a little while, too. See what Lindy Ruff wants to do here. Moves back into their own end. There's extra guys out with the goalie pulled. This is a very important face-off.
It's Smith and Sagan. Sagan wins it. Jordy Ben shoots it around. Seabrook held it in, swatted it back of the net. Demers using the glass to angle it out. And icing again, and the Stars have spent their timeout. Chicago still has theirs, but I would think Joel Quenneville would like to keep Dallas on the ice.
The high flip. The high flip. Yeah. Next one up, final one before the All-Star break. The Big Bad Bruins come to town. They're playing better hockey than they were 3 weeks ago. So Sagan's former team, chance to see Louis Eriksson in the crew.
A few tickets left. 2-1-4 go Stars. Sharp off the face-off win, and Ben forces it out to center ice. Empty net for the Hawks. 2 minutes to play. Stars up 5-3. Sharp flipping it over the Dallas defense. Demers back of the net. Kane tipped it. Seabrook tied up. It squirts loose. Klingberg off his skates. Keith spun and fired. Blocked by Garbutt, who shoots. Oh, he hit the post.
Another example, though, of that folding underneath defending the Stars have going on right now.
Taves and Eakin. Now Saad got it loose. Shot from Kane, blocked in front. Keith fired it wide. Couldn't get a tip, and Roussel takes the contact from Roosevelt to clear the puck. Kane pushing it over. 1:15 to play. Eakin whipped it down, and it's blocked by Roosevelt at the Chicago line. Up to Keith. Stars have full possession in their own zone. Ologowski using the boards. Horkoff shooting it. He scores! That's quite a period for the Dallas Stars. Quite a game for Kari Lehtinen.
Well, Lehtinen and lots of other individuals. How about Horkoff scrapping the game? He gets the sealer here. Smart play off the boards, up the Hawks getting their change in, and the one time that, or the few times the Stars have caught them flat-footed, they've made them pay. Like an exhausted bump line. Slowest fist bump line. It's like, I know we got to do this, but whatever.
Horkoff sixth at 19 minutes exactly into an empty net. Stars up 6-3. That play is onside at the Dallas line. Spencer stronger than Nordstrom for the puck. Out to Hemsky. First crossing with Cole. Hemsky will get it in deep. Cole back of the net. That one flipped up by a Hawk out of play with 36 seconds left.
So the Stars are going to win this one here tonight. A big 2 points. Who they're playing against, the circumstances in the Western Conference wildcard race. They inch closer to the Crew on both sides of the line. The Flames, the LA Kings.
It's been a run, including this one, of 11-4-2 in their last 17 games. And has them right on the brink, as we have one game left before the All-Star break.
Dallas goal to 6 of the season.
The Hawks will be sending 5 players there due to the fan voting. You're busy if you're a Chicago Blackhawk. You're playing in Winter Classics and All-Star games and what have you, and the Stars could care less about that as they walk in here and they get a very hard-fought win.
Well, yeah, they got a great performance by that guy, Kari Lehtinen in goal. He's your first star, the way he went about his business tonight. But lots of other guys have chipped in. Eakin has been tremendous. A couple of goals for him. You know, Horkoff with that goal now, he's fourth amongst Stars forwards in road scoring. So when they've been away from home, they're not just relying on one individual, and they have a winning record away from home.
And the Stars will seal it up here. That's the most goals they've scored in this building since 2006. And Kari Lehtinen makes 38 saves in a 6-3 win over the Hawks.
Well, it's an incredible feat to come in here in an early game like this, 20 hours after they left Dallas, and defeat the Hawks in their building in this fashion. The special teams and goaltending were part of it, but so was depth. A lot of guys played well, and a lot of guys sacrificed defensively in that third period.
Offensively, the Stars were led. Cody Eakin had 2 goals and an assist in the game. Jamie Benn had 3 helpers. Other goals for the Stars from Horkoff, Fiedler, Cole, and Tyler Seguin. Tonight's game produced by Jason Walsh and directed by Mark Vittorio. The associate producers for Dallas Stars Hockey are John Sponsler, Doug Foster, and Cody Eastwood. For Daryl Ray and the fine crew here at United Center, I'm Ralph Strangis. 6-3, Stars win! Post-game show is next.